Changing it live.
As is tradition.
Hello, welcome back, everybody. Sorry, we are 10 minutes late.
Yeah.
We had to do a little bit of announcement and organizing, but we're here now.
It's top 8!
It's top 8, baby! Really excited to see a beautiful top 8. Do you have it up right now?
I have it up right now. So the top 8 as it stands, we have in 8th place, I believe that's Mikulas. 7th place we have Felix. 6th place we have Johnny. 5th we have Benjamin. 4th we have Levin. The 3rd is Stefan. 2nd is Leon, and 1st place Dom. And to be clear, those are the seedings for top 8 right now.
Exactly.
Not final results yet.
No.
But that's going to determine who plays who. So I think we're starting off with Dom, who's going to be playing against Mikulas, as that's seat 1 and seat 8.
Exactly. We see them already shuffling up. I'm going to disable the round timer because importantly...
That's a good point, yeah.
Because importantly, we are not going to be timing this round. We do hope... And we do hope that they are not taking too much time. Also, we need that corner, the playmat on the live.
The playmat is covering the live total. Interesting.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And we'll get that sorted out. We have, on the top side, I think we have Dom.
That's Dom, yeah. That's Dom. Dominic, he's going to be playing a Rakdos converter as somebody's knocking at the door. We'll figure out what's up with that. Do we want to get the scores in there?
Hat jemand geklappt?
Do we care about the scores, do you?
Yeah, sure. Just give it.
Alright, so Dom is on 4-0-2.
Yeah, that's fine. 4-0-2.
So that's 4 wins and 2 draws. Incredible record.
Incredible record.
And his name is Dominic.
Yeah.
Dominic, D-O-M-I-N-I-K.
Yeah.
And then Brosel, B-R-O-S-Z.
Yeah, sorry, this doesn't have the font. Doesn't have it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's on Rakdos Converter.
Oh, he's on. Oh my God! Yes,
yeah,
of course.
He is like the converter.
He
player.
has
like,
been. He has been
he's
on.
Mr. Toaster. Like that man has been grinding away at this archetype for sure, putting in a lot of work and figuring out, the ins and outs of it, nooks and crannies, and facing him. So we have Mikulas, who's 4-1-1. And he's on Jund.
Oh, we Junded already.
We're Junding. I'm very excited about this matchup.
I'm glad we got our artifacts in because it's Jund all the way down now, eh? So
we do have multiple Jund players in there, so yeah, let's activate those colors and.
Have we already decided who goes first? Not. I don't see.
I think we're still shuffling up right now.
Yeah.
Just need to change the colors there.
So
and we're good to go.
Rakdos Converter versus Jund. Can you tell us a little bit about
we still have to put the name in for Mikulas.
Oh, oops.
Sorry, you were saying?
No, I'm curious about your take on, first of all, how to spell Mikulas.
Mikulas. So M-I-K-U-L-A-S. But the A and the S...
Yeah, they have funny things, but we don't have funny things.
Mikulas. So that's an A.
Oops.
And then the last name is... I'm gonna say Vesely or Vesely.
Vesely, okay.
V-E-S-E-L-Y. Very possible that we will be butchering your name going forward.
That's
I
fine.
apologize deeply.
Mikulas sounds great.
Yeah.
Mikulas on Jund.
Mikulas, not Mikulas.
Yeah, But it's still best of 3, right?
Best of 3, yeah. I don't think anything there has changed.
We do see some messages coming in.
Yes. We still need to add the colors or remove the colors for Mikulas.
There. Who's on Jund?
Who's on
right?
Jund,
So
yes.
no blue.
The only colors that are necessary.
Yes. Anything else I'm missing?
No, I think we're good to go. So there's no round timer for this one. I think this is probably something we want to change as well, but after that we're good to get into it.
So this is quarterfinals?
Yeah, it's quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals.
Yeah, that's right. And we have to take the point away from Dom as well.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. So what I'm could have always been doing it here.
Are they looking through my tokens?
Maybe. Are these your tokens?
I put my tokens on the table so that they would have tokens.
Maybe. They are discussing something.
They are discussing something. I'd be very interested to find out what that is. But
we don't know.
So let's get into the matchup. Let's talk
Take
about
a little
it.
breath. We have been
we
have been through the gauntlet of 6 different Highlander Magic games, and we're now at the cream of the crop of all those. We see a lot of midrange.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we can quickly go through the list of who actually the decks that actually made it in. So Don is on Rakdos. Leon is on Blood. Stefan is on the blue-black value deck. Levin on blue-black reanimator. Benny is on his 5-color living end. Johnny is on 5-color scape shift.
Yep.
Felix on Jund, and Mikulas is on Jund as well.
So we have a lot of red-black mid-range stuff.
Sure.
Facing two combo decks sprinkled in there. Although scape shift, I wouldn't necessarily count.
It's like combo control kind of.
But we do have reanimator and
I mean, Stefan, his like blue-black value is also... No, that is not my token. That's a beautiful boy, whatever that is. Beautiful boy.
It's an 05? No. Well,
okay, something for later maybe.
Yeah. Oh, right, of course. And that's why they're taking a little bit of time. We're doing deck check.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Do you want to talk about that maybe a bit?
Yeah, let's talk about the deck check, because Judge Anna is currently checking everybody's deck, because we have a rule for this tournament that there is proxies are allowed, but only up to 10.
Yeah.
So it's always a difficult thing in the Magic community with Eternal formats about do we allow proxies or not, especially because technically by Wizards of the Coast rules, in sanctioned events, proxies are not allowed.
Yes.
So this is a tournament that we just do for us.
Yeah.
But
what is maybe a reason that we do allow proxies for us?
So because we are playing an Eternal format where we are playing cards that are highly expensive, very hard to come by.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the dual lands that can, even for their cheapest versions, can still demand a price tag of 300, 500 euros per card.
And by the way, a dual land on the line here as well. First place is going to walk away with a Savannah.
That is true. So for the next tournament, you can stock up. But with those being so in limited availability and so expensive, that really stymies any growth these Eternal formats can have. So that's why we often decide in allowing people to play a number of proxies. All of our weeklies are generally super proxied.
Yeah.
I personally play mostly with proxies.
Yes.
So
I mean, that's one of the reasons for doing the deck check, right? Is like making sure that we have those 10 proxies and no more. Another deck check reason is, of course, just to make sure that we have one judge. We can't be checking everybody's deck for this tournament. But going into top 8, it's just good practice to make sure that the decks are actually as people say they are. And yeah, I think shouldn't be taking too long before we get underway here.
And thankfully, every player complied with the judge's request to clearly label their proxies.
Yes.
To not have like proxies that you could identify by, for example, a set symbol, because that would require our judge to have perfect information about all printings of all cards at all times.
Which, to be honest, a lot of people here
do have.
Franchise players.
Do have, but in order to get the deck check done quickly, because as it goes, if you have rules but you don't enforce them, you don't need rules.
Yes.
This is why we do the deck check.
I do have a question, and this is a personal grievance of mine. Why is the Jund spelled so in such small font, but Rakdos Converter is very big? I would advocate for making Jund big.
I understand. Rakdos, Rakdos is also a big deck, as in it plays
a big deck,
big cards. But I do agree that Jund should take at least a little bit more space here.
Oh yeah,
of
that's
course,
good.
the joke is to now make it really big, but I'll be disciplined at least a little bit. I do love that we have collectively decided to use Pokemon cards in order to identify energy.
I mean, look at that card. Does anything say energy more than the electric type and literal energy from Pokemon?
Exactly. So, to you, what is the most jaundiced card?
The most jaundiced card?
Yeah.
Slimefoot and Squee.
Slimefoot and Squee. Beautiful. Just to have that up there. I'm really
I believe Felix is on this artwork. I'm on the alternate artwork.
Also, of course. So we had the announcement, but
Yes.
of course we haven't communicated that necessarily to the
Yes,
stream.
good point.
So Willy made a big announcement. We talked about the prices. I don't remember all of them, but because of the kind support by so many people.
Dedicated community members.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what is going on, but they're for sure playing Magic with their tokens.
Are they playing Pack Wars with tokens?
I think so. Oh no, he played Day of the Day and Night Cycle? I'd watch out for that one.
Okay, he is using my tokens. Okay.
That's hilarious. Anyways, a lot of people from the community have donated some cards in order for to be given out to the prize pool. Funnily enough, a lot of those people who donated
Are now in
top 8, so that's
little sus, to be honest, little sus.
Look,
and this is a good reason why we're doing deck checks, to make sure that
no one susses through. Yeah, fair. So
to be clear as well, like this is being judged at REL, not
Yeah.
at Comp REL.
yeah,
We of course try to stay as competitive as possible, and these matches are very much also like we saw earlier with Micha with the unfortunate miss on the miracle there.
Yeah.
And that very well cost him the game and possibly the match there as well. So we do like make sure to stick to the rules, but there's some
The stakes aren't
some leeway.
exactly like we're not playing for like the Grand Prix finale.
Yeah.
This is not.
We're not 400 players. We're 40.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
most of them know each other.
That's also true. And so we're all pretty chilled guys here. What?
This game is hilarious. Oh my god, is that
token?
a servo? Wow, off the top.
I mean, server doesn't really line up very well against those two zombies, I must say. I wonder if they are decayed zombies or not. Wait, that's an actual magic card. What does that do here?
That must be a proxy for a token.
It must be a proxy for a token. For the phoenix that comes out of the phoenix egg.
Yes.
We're tangenting away a little bit from price announcement.
Yes.
There will be prizes. Awesome. One is going to be Savannah. I think there will be a Mind Twist. That's there will
one of
be
the
Fable.
Amonkhet
Amonkhet
Masterwork Mind Twist,
Dude,
which
that looks
Niklas generously donated. He thinks it's possibly the ugliest card in the world. I tend to disagree. That
Hard
one
disagree.
is.
I mean, so
we can pull it up.
yeah, we can pull it. I think. Sorry, Mind Twist. Mind Twist original art is
Not that.
I don't hate
that
it.
is
I don't
the
hate
correct
it.
Mind Twist art, of course, but we do have the.
I mean, this is the correct.
That is
Mind
the
Twist
correct
art.
one, yes. Especially with a foreign black border. That's how you do it.
Votre adversaire doit se défausser.
Ouais.
I'm a défausser, your face.
Excuse me?
Excuse you. Where's the
Where
modern
is it?
one? It's not this one.
No, you can just go on all prints and then we'll find
Yeah, I
it.
guess. This one is super ugly. This one is
Yeah, I don't
the worst.
love the frame, but
I don't even know. I like them bringing back that frame.
I really like that frame. I'll be
I
honest.
really like that frame too, but it like
I'm not sleeping
I
out
don't know.
my Tarmogo.
I don't know. Now how do
Who up minding they twist?
so I need to fuck our system up with it. Oh,
No.
I don't even need to. It doesn't fuck it up because the thing stays. I don't hate this one because it's like the cube Mind Twist art. It's fine. Here
there
it
we
is.
go.
Here it is.
Are you sure we're still showing the red?
Yeah,
thing? Okay,
because it's focused
okay.
on the tab, not
Gotcha.
on the thing.
Yeah, this one. So donated generally by
And I gotta say,
by
it might
Nicholas.
not look like it looks okay here, But in real life, the foiling, I think it's just really, really pretty.
I take that card out to dinner.
Yeah.
Sorry, Carla.
Yeah. I mean, maybe she should. Yes.
They're having so much fun with the token. Great artwork, shit frame. What? No, I think this frame is dope. I mean, I'm also personally, very. I love antique history and stuff. So.
Antique history in general. Yeah.
I like Egyptian.
So in that, can we get the invocations pulled up? I think a lot of them aren't that great. I gotta be honest. I don't love most of them. But there are some that just work.
Yeah.
And I think like the Wrath of God.
The big crime is that they're just illegible.
That also, yeah. Where's the like?
Oh my god!
Like the days look super pretty in foil,
dude.
But I also agree, like.
Come on, Niklas. Why didn't you donate a days?
like my biggest gripe is like so it works really well with where is it Mind Twist here because it's super clear what it says here.
Yeah, that's true.
I think with the mana cost
also from the artwork it's like clear.
It's very clear what you're doing.
Yeah.
But then you have like stuff like aggravated assault. I don't think that works. Way too much text in this font.
That just isn't even a masterwork card. And who plays aggravated assault?
And who plays exactly?
That Nicky B dude down there.
Omniscience?
What card is that? Oh, it's Omniscience.
But I don't. That's also like I don't like think. I think with these masterwork cards, it's like they really need to like everything needs to mesh really well.
I do need to cut in. So Dom did scoop up the token wars, I believe, just now. It looks like we've got a win from.
You mean we got a game one?
That's right. Game one.
Like Sunder, yeah, I don't know. I have some.
You have thoughts on this?
I have many thoughts on this, just because I feel like you can really like.
Sorry, the only correct days is a heavily played Portuguese copy from Nemesis. Occam's. That's got to be Philip. That's got to be Philip in chat. I think Philip, that's you. You're Occam's chainsaw, aren't you?
Well, for example, when I'm picking up my Spell Pierce art for my proxies, right? Like, doesn't work. I don't like. I wish it does.
Yeah.
But it doesn't.
It is Philip. He did identify himself.
Okay.
Why aren't you at the tournament, Philip? What the hell?
Okay,
dude. So we have like a bunch of local people that have made it into top 8. Like honestly, it's extremely stacked in terms of local force.
Yeah, for sure.
Super happy that we have Mikulas in there.
Yeah. Some foreign representation. Do you think he's black border? Or what, like foreign black border? Mikulas?
Oh, Mikulas?
I mean, depends on where we play, right?
I guess that's an interesting question. I do think he's black border.
Does the like if we're in Europe,
this
right?
Is so pretty.
If we're in Europe and we are oh come on. Come on. What do you mean localized image? That's also one of the saddest things. That we don't get the original like because the words are so nice, like especially like growing up with 7th edition. I was also really happy to see that my first edition of Magic is earlier than your first edition.
Yeah,
it was
by
very
like
important
1
to me.
year.
By like 1 year, but still.
Counts.
Counts.
Your first is 7th edition?
I mean,
my first is Onslaught.
Super technically.
Yeah.
My first edition is, which is it? Zurückholung.
Oh, Recall.
But the OG Recall, which is Recover. I mean, sorry.
Yeah, because I was gonna say Recall is blue.
Yes.
You would play Recall. You're a Recall gamer.
Yes, I am actually.
Are they shuffling up the tokens for another round?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
We're still in the deck check phase.
We're still deck checking.
So what is the Invasion? Invasion was the very first Magic cards I got my hands on.
Okay. I mean, technically, I also played before Onslaught came out, but Onslaught is the first set that came out as I started playing. So.
Dude, do you remember? Wait, what's the fucking Thorn element of like?
Thorn element, of course.
Thorn elemental. Just like
this card was a beefer back in the day.
Absolutely, and such a where is it? No. Fuck this. Where's
deck check their tokens?
Yes. This guy.
Oh,
this guy.
My God.
Like I just remember playing the Magic the Gathering CD PC game where like you got taught Magic the Gathering by like playing with Thorn Elemental and I think some regenerating doofus. Like there was an animation.
Like Chandelier? Or
No, pre-Chandelier, 7th edition, dude.
Okay,
This is like
sorry,
Windows.
Chandelier is too new for you. It's
No, for
too
sure.
new.
This is Windows.
It's like that Key and Peele sketch where the guy is like
some old
I mean
school.
that old school.
Give me that old school.
Talk about Grandmaster Flash.
Give me that old school. No, I'm thinking like Windows XP.
Yes. I miss XP, dude.
Okay, super mini funny tangent. The BER took so long to build that the things that were hip when it got designed, like got unpopular, and then
got
repopular again when it got finished, which I think is really beautiful. I think that's how we should do big projects. Anyways, thinking just about XP design stuff and stuff like that. So I remember the opening of this video game. It had the crazy, like it blew my mind at the time. But it had like some 3D graphics that I bet if we watch it now, we would be like, okay, what?
Oh shit, we've got a door.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Nick?
Not very good.
Okay. That's Nick popping in. Shout out to Nick, honestly. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Enver. Shout out to Big M. Shout out to Mana Games for
hosting us.
Put this on.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're in the area, and you want to play, you want to get some supplies, head over to Mana Games.
Yeah, they
Catch
do
us for a game of Highlander. We're playing every week.
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, 18:30.
Yes,
Mana
baby.
Games in Berlin. See you
Come
there.
by. We will see you. I do think.
Gerion will artifact combo you.
I will, or dredge you.
Oh yeah, or dredge you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
So that sounds like a fun experience.
If you would
You
like
can
to,
also play me on Jund.
you can also play
good,
Magic.
honest Him Tutorak.
You can either die to a berserked up monastery swiftspear, or you could slowly get ground out by Nemi on
That's right.
Delirium.
Oh baby.
John Delirium. I think they have put the tokens away.
They have put the tokens our way. Possibly we should start actually talking about this matchup.
Oh, Rakdos Converter versus Jund?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Rakdos Converter, namesake being the card that we saw earlier.
The Toaster.
The Thorn Elemental. It's a 7/7 for 7 mana.
Dude, if any one of these plays a Thorn Elemental, I mean, I'm handing them the win. I
Reanimator?
would concede if my opponent played Thorn Elemental.
Reanimator, but all your reanimation targets are
They have to be pre-modern.
No, yeah, pre-modern, exactly. They have to be pre-2005.
Yeah, dude. Hit me with that Verdant Force.
Oh my god, Verdant Force. So, of course, Currency Converter is stand-in for a card that says, when you discard stuff, you get stuff.
Get value.
You get value. And so there are other cards in that deck that get value from you discarding, like, for example, Victoria. Victoria. Did you mean Kotori? Victoria.
I don't think...
He's probably not on it. Also, that's not how you play it, right?
Yes. Are you thinking of the Fallout card?
Yeah. Do you think he's not in on it?
That card is not called Victoria.
What is he called?
I'm scraping my brain. Veronica.
Veronica. Ist der Lenz schon da?
Might be with a C. I don't know. We'll find out.
It is for sure with the C.
There
you go. So, whenever you discard one or more non-land cards for the first time each turn, create a junk token.
She disses you.
Which you can sacrifice in order to exile the top card and then play that this turn. There's this card. There's a bunch of cards who just basically do.
Evora.
Evora.
Evora is another nice one. That one is pretty new.
Yeah.
So you have this one, which also like talking about converters. So I think this is again like a bit of the question of what we had earlier with when it was I think Leon versus Jakob on like Blood versus Ruin Your Evening. And we very much saw like the Blood deck was just on as much card quality as possible, and the Ruin Your Evening deck was kind of on card quality, but also synergy. And
Yeah,
I
okay.
think that's like kind of where this matchup probably lies as well, is we have Mikulas here on Jund, which I assume is going to be max card quality, you know, as much bang for buck as possible, every card a 2-for-1. But then you have Rakdos Converter on some bang for buck, like some just absolute bazonkas cards that came out recently, the cards like, you know, Broadside Bombardiers or something that just win games. But then it also has cards that are slightly synergistic, you know, like all of this, the Toaster making you discard cards, and then he's got some madness cards that he can play, like Anya's Ravager, which knows only war, and when it attacks, you discard your hand and draw 3 cards.
But like
whenever you discard, you kind of get some value from it. You have some like, you know, you play like Fiery Temper, for example, which maybe you want to pull up something like Fiery Temper.
And do you think he's on Fire Temper?
I'd be surprised if he wasn't on Fiery Temper.
Because I don't think he's going this deep. That's why I think like Ruin Your Evening is really very synergistic.
Yes,
or decently
it's
synergistic.
less deep than Ruin Your Evening in the synergy pile.
Because it is also just like most of these cards are really good and then randomly also synergistic.
Yeah.
I think that's really why
that's true. Yeah.
the deck picked up so much steam, is that it still is just a good deck, and then those cards randomly are really good together.
Yeah.
Is he on Fairy Temper?
Fiery Temper. Nope, no
No,
Fiery
no
Temper.
Fairy Temper. I don't think he's on any Madness cards except for Anya's.
Not on any Madness cards?
Like Anya?
That's insane.
Do you even see?
Avenger
Yeah.
of the Fallen? What is this? Oh, right, this is a new card from Tarkir.
Oh, Avenger.
Oh, he's also on Tursa Lightshatter, which looks insane.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we got some. Takir had some.
Yeah.
Dude, Avenger of the Fallen, pretty hot. I think that's a pretty hot card.
Yeah.
Like the Death Touch and then mobilize. I want to play this in Dredge in my Dredge, just because like I have a bunch of cards
This
that.
guy always thinking about how to.
But it's like
unfairly.
I think people really underestimate how dumb of a Magic card Golgari Grave Troll is. Like it's.
I don't underestimate.
No, but it's like it is such a wild engine card. I wonder if you could like go even like deeper with like talking about decks that aren't on the field right now.
Yeah.
I have taken the approach of I have a Dredge deck that is full Dredge and it slowly moves towards more mid-range. And I'm thinking about a Rakdos Converter deck that slowly moves more towards Dredge, where you utilize all of the discard abilities, and you're like, okay, well, I'm playing all of these discards card. Maybe I can go even deeper on Graveyard Engines, because you don't need to play green in order to play Golgari Grave Troll. You don't need to play green to play Dredge. It's really sweet. You have some sweet Dredge cards in green, obviously. But like, I can see someone really spicy playing Golgari Grave Troll in Rakdos Converter.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, you
Maybe
might
not.
be able to be on Stinkers, you know, because you can actually cast that one.
Stinkers?
Stinkweed Imp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did just look at both of the deck lists, by the way. Funny name, I guess, from my perspective for the Jund list, which is called Junda Konda or Yunda Konda. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Might be a Finnish take on Jund, but
I think Mikulas is Czech though.
Czech.
Yeah.
My bad.
I think.
Very interestingly, this is also extremely close to just Rakdos. Like if we look at the percentages,
Yeah.
black is 54%,
Yeah.
red is 32%, and green is just 13% of the deck. So very different to like what I would, for example, be on when I'm playing Jund, which is pretty much 50-50. Well, not 50-50, but like 40-40 black and green, and then just like a little bit of red spice.
So it looks like a Delirium focus list.
Yeah.
With a bunch of artifact creatures like the Wicker Folks.
Yeah, Chaos Defiler, you know. And also some like big dudes that you can discard early or actually cast later on, like the Trumpeting Carnosaur, the Troll.
Yeah.
Generous End and then the Metamorphosis Fanatic to get him back. So actually, this looks like probably very close to an actual 50-50 matchup, I would say.
Yeah,
extremely. There's going to be a lot of Fatal Push your thing. Okay, Chain Lightning your thing.
So what do you need to do?
I'm going to play this thing. Okay, I kill it. I'm going to play this thing. Now we both hit each other for 10.
What do you need to do in order to get the upper hand in this matchup?
I assume that the best way to actually get ahead in this matchup is to go positive in exchanges.
Okay.
So I don't think this is like, for example, some of the things we saw earlier, like Reanimator versus Red Deck wins, where one deck is like trying to end the game immediately and the other deck is trying to find some disruption. Or like, you know, it's not that kind of matchup. It's a matchup that is going to go, like it's going to take a few turns to figure out. They're both going to play some creatures. They're both going to have removal for the creatures. And then the question is, who lands out on top when everybody's hands are all played out? And like, you know, that's why the Toaster is so strong. And cards like that, cards that generate blood tokens, that let you filter through your draws, that come back from the graveyard, that get you extra value. And it does look like both of them are very much on similar builds to this, which really leverage the long game strength of the graveyard. So I think we're just kind of looking for opportunities to 2-for-1 your opponent in every way possible. I would say if I had to call one of these decks the beatdown, I would slightly give it to Rakdos Converter. The list looks like it's tuned more so to close the game out quickly. It has less super high drops. It has more game finishers like Price of Progress and Fiery Confidence, which you just can't be on if you're the person playing Jund. But I think both of these decks, like if they get out to a strong start, they will be able to ride that to victory. If you play some like big threat early and then are able to remove your opponent's blockers and they're missing that crucial removal spell, then we might see somebody like win turn 5 or something. But it's definitely a matchup that is able to go to like turn 10 or even turn 15 or something, and both players are just trading resources
the whole time through like who gets to stick their card for a turn so that it actually generates value, or who gets to make the 2-for-1 trades.
And both of them have a bunch of them. Like we have. Oh my god, we have a recurring nightmare and the Jund list.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, he's on
factual recurring nightmare?
He's on recurring and Chthonian nightmare, so
okay, that's
he's
crazy.
Gonna be
that's crazy.
Okay, that changes my opinion like slightly. I think in that case, Rakdos really is maybe more so the beatdown. Because if you give Mikulas time, he will find. I mean, he's not in white or something. He's not like enlightened tutoring for that.
I remember us playing your Delirium Jund against some deck of mine. I think BattleBots.
It was BattleBots,
and I was just valuing. But you with your Delirium, outgrinded me, because Delirium has so much stuff in it that just generates value so incredibly strong. So that
I think he's not even on the bad cards. He's not on like Omnivorous Fly Trap or something, which I play for fun.
I don't think Omnivorous. It's not that bad of a card. It really.
No, it's not awful, but it's not. You know, it's not
optimal.
Broadside Bombardier.
Yes. Yeah. Sure. I think it's one of those flex slots. I think we have gotten the deck check. They are pointing at each other back and forth. Holy shit.
There is a lot of pointing going on. Guys, this might be it. We might be getting into it. I'm very excited.
Oh, they're spieling I Spy with My Little Eye. And the winner goes first. Actually, by the way, who goes first isn't determined by die, but it is determined by seeding.
So Dom gets to start us off here.
Exactly.
This list looks so hot. This converter list.
That's
just
funny.
Banger after banger. Yeah, you're definitely right. It's not like leaning into the Toaster synergy too hard. It is just kind of on raw power, baby. Raw power.
Yeah, that's what I saw from Dominic. He, it's not too much in the synergy. It's just like really good cards. Is he playing Chromox and or Mox Opal?
I assume so.
Yeah,
he's playing both
the lands
and Mox Diamond.
Is he
Opal?
Sorry, Chromox, of course.
He's on 32
is he
lands,
on?
including Ancient Tomb.
Is he on Traitor? He's on City of Traitor.
He's on City.
So it's like it's more tuned like a like the Canadian medium reds in the sense of like
Yeah.
we got a game.
We got a game. We're
We
in
got a
it.
game, and we're starting in with
Extremely
a
exciting.
fetch land.
And a Thoughtseize.
For Dominic, and then
See-
Mikulas is starting with a Thoughtseize. We see a
A Grief, a Blood Tithe Harvester, and a Smuggler's Copter.
yeah.
Interesting what he takes. I assume that it's probably very interesting here to take either the Blood Tithe or the Smugglers to cut down in terms of tempo, but if you take either one, you can still play the other one. Possibly if he has some like very good card in hand
Yeah.
that he wants to protect for later in the game, he could take the Grief, but that seems just from matchup knowledge unlikely to me. I assume he would probably take the Smuggler's Copter, and
That's
then
my
he's
pick
gonna
too.
have like a
Yeah,
bolt
yeah.
for the Blood Tithe Harvester later on, and we'll deal with the Grief when we get to it.
Exactly. I think Smuggler's Copter for sure is the best choice here, just because it is such a powerful card versus
John's
the...
awful at dealing with flyers.
Yeah, exactly.
Not a single card that
No.
flies in most deck lists. You might have like a Reacher with.
I feel like isn't there this really interesting instant modal spell that like destroy this, exile that, or destroy a creature with flying, draw a card? No, destroy a creature with flying, destroy an enchantment,
Like
or
Primal Command?
no,
Is
no,
that
no, no,
a
no.
Verdant Command or something?
No. It has rabbits on it.
Rabbits.
One second. I gotta
I
find it.
have no idea which one you're talking about.
Can I just go art rabbits? Here, there you go.
Yeah.
Paw Patch
Paw Patch
Formation.
Formation.
I feel like
I don't think you're playing this card.
no, not in Drund. No.
It's too niche.
okay. Niche.
I need my cards to hit in every matchup and to be.
Yeah. I mean, which like look.
This card is
no. Enchantment, flying.
No.
I don't know. It feels like it fills some.
I think this card is like if I know I'm going to my local where literally everybody is on either Murktide or I don't know, Enchantress or something. Maybe.
Yeah, that's fair. And we got a Blood Tithe Harvester on the field
Yes.
for Don. So, a first creature. It is a 3/2, so it hits quite hard for a 2-drop.
You can also sacrifice it to destroy something, although that mode is not used so often. I think this Rakdos deck is kind of just interested in inherently the 2-for-1 of a body plus a blood token. That's
Exactly.
already very nice. You can use the blood token
We have
to
seen-
filter if you have some issues or you need
Yeah.
to get a card in the bin for Delirium.
We have seen 3 lands in the hand for Dom when
That's
the
true,
Thoughtseize, so I think that he would be happy to cycle one of his lands away for hopefully a better card.
Might also risk not having access to the 4th land though to deploy that
Okay.
Grief on 4, which I do think like is something to consider. Is if you don't have any other play here,
Yeah.
just going for Grief on 4 might be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I assume whatever Mikulas plays is going to be something that doesn't die to Blood Tithe Harvester.
Right.
Or, like that might be tempo-wise not the best move. Like if you just deploy some...
But would you even sack Blood Tithe Harvester if it's like a Bob or whatever?
For Bob?
Okay,
Yeah.
Bob, sure. Okay,
For some random like 3/2.
Oh, it's a Goyf,
Tarmogoyf.
which is currently
3/4, I believe I heard them say through the door.
Yeah, nice.
Alright, so
Doesn't die.
the Blood Tithe is not attacking into this
Uh-uh.
unless Dom finds a removal spell, which, let me tell you, this deck, it's basically all removal spells. It has, from Fatal Push, Chain Lightning, Lightning Bolt.
Push it.
You push it real good, for sure.
Push it real good.
But he's also like, he's deep in there. He's gone for like the Fiery Confluence and he's on Fire Covenant even. He has just a ton of cards that kill things. And he's ready for creatures. Like that's probably
He is ready for creatures.
That's the thing that his
Both
deck
of them.
deals best with. And we
Yeah.
see like some spicy cards in here as well. If you want to pull up Strategic Betrayal, for example, that's a new one from Tarkir that is kind of tech against creatures, but it's also tech against Reanimator. And I think playing cards like these is probably why he has been able to get to the
Right,
top
oh my
spot.
God. This is
this card just says, screw you, Reanimator.
It
but
just says
also
end their
says-
graveyard.
Yeah, it does say and their graveyard, and this one is like really nice against any big reanimate thing. It's also great against blue decks.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Exile their yard. Yeah.
We got a Dark Ritual.
Oh, Dark Rit for push. Oh! Holy hell! Okay, Mikulas just busted this game wide open.
Dude,
Pull up Minskenbu for the people that have not seen
this
the
card.
hamster.
No, but also Fatal Push and Minskenbu in the same turn in your turn 3.
That's rough. And that's the turn before he could have gotten griefed, so very smart of him to get that out there. That Dark Ritual was an absolute blessing. Otherwise, no way he gets that Minskenbu out with just 3 lands in play. Yeah.
So, real quick, let's go over...
what does
Minskenbu do?
Minsken who?
Minsken where? Do I get to do the honors?
Oh, please.
Okay.
Enlighten us.
So, Minskenbu is a planeswalker that enters the battlefield with 3 loyalty counters, but also with a 1/1 red hamster creature with trample and haste. So, +1 on this planeswalker means you get to put 3+1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature with trample or haste. Usually, so you get your 1/1 and you put your 1/1 to 4. So you have your planeswalker on 4 and your 4/4 trample and haste.
Immediately in one turn.
You put them down. You have 4 mana. 4 mana. So thought differently, you play a 4 mana creature that has trample and haste and is a 4/4.
All right.
And also comes
with a planeswalker.
It spawns with a planeswalker that that says when your hamster dies and you don't have a hamster in your upkeep, you just get a new one. You just get a new one.
Sorry, I do have to interrupt you for a very important piece of
Oh my
information.
God.
This is the only card with an ampersand in all of Magic.
Really?
Oh wow, we have a Pyroglyph coming down.
Sorry, as this Minskenbu, one half of Minskenbu, the planeswalker half, just died, so we're not going to talk about the rest of the card.
Yeah, and thank God that has too much text.
Exactly.
Pyroglyph, that's another one that's real good if you haven't seen this one. It's one of the glyphs, but when it enters, it just also Flame Tongue Kabus for the amount that
we have on the
it has power.
So beautifully, or thankfully, we have a Tarmogoyf on the field so that we understand what the the power and toughness of our Pyroglyph is.
Getting to stonewall this board of Tarmogoyf and Minskenbu token. Oh,
Yeah.
well, I guess just Boo.
Boo.
It was
Who?
not able to go for the eyes. And
Who?
Yeah.
Boo.
It's looking like Dom might be able to stabilize here, taking a One Ring or a Shieldred. Holy hell, take your pick. That's an incredible hand from Mikulas. Still missing the 4th land, but terrifying when he does draw it.
Interesting.
And Dom only on 9 life at this point already, but Mikulas still on a cozy 16 has to take the ring just because the Shieldred pressure would really kill him.
So he has to leave him with the ring. Interestingly enough, I find that Mikulas had the choice between Minskenbu, a Shieldred, and he found the 4th land.
He did find the 4th land. They always have it.
They always have it.
Wait, this is John. Never mind. Ingenious move by Mikulas.
to draw the basic mountain into
Loving everything that we're seeing here.
Dominic a bit on the back foot for sure. The Pyroglyph, of course, Pyroglyph, of course, turning every next Glyph that he might find into an insane draw.
I mean, thank God he got to grief that shielded away.
Yeah.
That would have been just lights out with the One Ring in play.
But right now, Mikulas is going to, who is already ahead in board presence with cards, will just get so many cards. I'm curious how many cards Dominic has in hand.
He hasn't been able to play that much. I mean, he does he still have that blood token to look for more? No, it looks like that.
He has 5 lands. He might have been flooding out a little bit.
I mean, something like a Chaos Defiler, to take care of something on the side. But like even then, he can't really attack super well, just because he might very easily be down on the backswing here to this like if you take out the Tarmogoyf for something or
it's the guy we just looked up.
Wait, what guy?
The light caller. Ezra.
Oh yes.
Ezra?
No, not Ezra. Tursa. Tursa Light Shatter, I think. Something like that. Yeah.
Light
say that again.
Shatterer.
I don't think it's Chatterer. I think it's Shatter.
Oh, just Light Shatter?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's right.
And it was Tursa. So we see a Fatal Push on the Tarmogoyf. So Terza Light Shatter is a card that I also need to read. It is
Okay.
a 3-mana legendary orc wizard. 3/3 with haste.
Yeah.
When she enters, discard up to 2 top cards, which I...
Then draw that many. Okay.
did he discard any? Yeah.
He did discard
One at
one
least.
card, I think. That was the Pinnacle Monk, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. And whenever Terza attacks, if there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, which there currently are, exile a card at random from your graveyard. You may play that card this turn.
Wild.
So just like
Wild.
a classic
Why does this
templating
card
here.
also have haste?
Because just
2025.
entering the battlefield and doing a thing isn't enough.
Yeah, this card gets to do the second half of Fable and also be a 3/3 with haste, and also it, casts the card for free from your yard. Which, if he hits like the Fatal Push again here on this attack, and I do assume he's attacking. No, okay, he did not attack. All right. I was gonna say if he hits like the Fatal Push,
Yeah.
and gets to take care of that boo, like then he is really putting the pressure on. Like, yeah,
The pendulum
Mikulas
swings.
has an active ring, and it's 4 mana here for
Okay.
Fell the Profane. All
Fell the
right.
Profane. That makes you... Does it gain you 2 life or lose it 2 life? Was that a completely
Nothing.
different card?
No,
Nothing? Okay.
Yeah. Fell the Profane is just MDFC land that you can play as.
Yeah. I thought
as
of
a
a
kill
different... I thought of a different MDFC that you could play as a kill spell.
Rough, and he is attacking now.
Mm-hmm,
We're getting a count on how big this White of the Reliquary is, which has gleaned all of the information from Band and brought it to Zombieland, and has found out that there are in fact a bunch of creatures in the bin here already. This is
You think there's
huge
a...
attack. I think we might be.
Oh, he's double blocking, killing the Ezra?
He has to double block. I think. Like I don't think.
Okay, because
I
otherwise
don't
it's
think
just
double jumping
yeah.
is the way to
jumping
go. Like,
once, jumping twice.
Yeah.
Because you can't reliably, like you can't say what Terza will bring back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Ooh,
Okay,
there's the jump
that's a
blocker.
blocker.
There's...
Wait, no, he's dashing it. Okay, he dashed it.
Oh, okay. So
Hoping
we
to
got...
get a removal.
What?
Is that Recurring Nightmare?
That is Recurring Nightmare.
He could Recurring Nightmare, sack the Ragavan, get back Pyrogoyf? That's pretty good.
So funnily enough, though,
my god.
the Recurring Nightmare
Oh, it goes back to...
goes back to Mikulas' hand.
Alright.
So I wonder if you really
He
want
might
to
be
do
forced to pull the trigger on
that. Like
this
just to get the value.
I
Sorry,
mean,
the tempo.
I think like, you're currently you're taking 4 from this hamster because you don't have anything else to block it with.
It also still has trample.
It still has trample.
He is at 5 life.
So you can chump it and take 2 damage, but I don't think that's a winning line. So
One thing I'm considering here is that Mikulas will be taking 2 life. From the one.
Oh, you want a Pyro Face?
Yeah.
You want a Pyro Face?
Yeah.
Alright, that's interesting.
Because like,
But if you Pyro Face, he can
like not right now,
Recurring
not right
Nightmare
now,
shield it. Oh,
not right
just
now.
like
Just like keep the
some other
Recurring
time,
Nightmare.
yeah.
Keep the Recurring Nightmare. Your Ragavan, your Ragavan will bounce. Oh, not
Deciding
playing it.
not to play it. Okay, possibly
so-
has something else in hand.
I mean, must
or is just too. Like I feel
Too scared?
if you have something else in hand,
Yeah.
then you
Nothing. Removal.
like.
Yeah.
So even if you're not gonna give it back to them, why not cast it?
That's what I'm saying.
Like if you're not using the mana, so
So
he must have
have.
something else basically.
Yeah. Which
Unless
of course
there-
is a
there's
tell.
something that we're not seeing. Yeah,
A tell
it's
to
a
Mikulas.
tell, yeah.
Maybe
But
he's bluffing.
I think if you're Mikulas, you also turn this hamster sideways and you
Yeah.
ride it to victory. Like
Yeah.
he really has to present something.
Like a converter.
That's a toaster.
Wrong side. Drawing 2 more
tapping
cards.
I think we're at 3 cards at this point.
Sorry, drawing 3 more cards. Which
Dude,
also means...
Isildur should have thrown it in the mountain. I'm saying it.
Huh?
Isildur should have thrown it in the mountain.
Into the mountain. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
think big... Like, bad call. Bad call on Isildur. Really, truly. Like, come on, bro. But on the other hand, Frodo also didn't. It was
Frodo-
just,
yeah,
it was
that's
pure random fate.
It was random fate. And you know who was
Which I
there
guess
to-
is an
to help him
oxymoron.
out was Samwise.
Samwise.
Bringing those potatoes home.
Always. I do want to point out that we're now on 9 life for Mikulas.
Yeah, that ring is starting to
turn?
cut in, but I mean, he's seeing so many cards, and he is also in red. He might very well have drawn like a burn spell to finish him off after attacking with this.
You mean
hamster.
like a Thunderous Wrath?
Oh, like 5 mana for a Fury hardcast. That's gonna take out your blocker. Yeah, please take 4.
Yeah. No.
Do we have?
Is there a rule?
something?
Is there a spell
Is there
now?
anything here?
Any spell.
Any spell?
Must be.
There has to be.
Okay.
Oh my god. No, he
No
really
spell.
just decided not to cast
Not
the
to cast the
Recurring
Recurring
Nightmare. And
Okay.
yeah, interesting.
Curious about that. Very curious about that because it's like.
Yeah, like in this spot, if he had it, he could play any creature, sack it, Paragoy face, and then he dies. So yeah, I am curious as to what the.
He
thought
still has the
process
Ragavan
was.
in hand.
He does still have a Ragavan,
He now has a Ragavan in play.
which will be blocking, I believe. Okay, again representing that he has some kind of removal spell for the Boo. I believe we missed removing the life there for the One Ring. That would be important. That's a Kellogg. That's a Haster. He's bringing the cornflakes, dude.
Okay, well, I did have food in my mouth, so I couldn't make that joke, but yeah. That's one of Kellogg. That's a 3/2. First Dark Haste. Okay, Dom. What you got?
If he lives this turn, then we have to run out and let him know about. Oh, he had a land to animate. Okay, interesting. Oh, so he was gonna double block with the grief, and then he furied it.
Yeah.
Okay. This game's over. All right.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
All right.
Doesn't matter.
Win for Jund.
On the board.
Win for Jund. Sad for my friend Dom.
So just
Very happy for Jund.
can you tell me real quick, if Dom loses the next game, is he out of the tournament?
I don't think we're in a double elimination
We're in
bracket.
single
we
elimination,
would
right?
have to confer with our head judge, Anna, for that, of course. But I do think if he loses the next game, he is out. And he's in the first seed. He
He is in the first seed.
just got hella run over by
Yeah.
seed number 8, Mikulas.
So what happened here, really? Like for a non-Jund-minded person.
So I think we were talking about it earlier, about the back and forth 2-for-1 kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then the Minsky Boo happened. And then when the Minsky
Sorry, the Minsky Boo fatal push.
The Minsky Boo fatal push line, which was in one turn like a 3-for-2, preventing 2 huge threats that had to be dealt with, and then immediately the turn after that he got griefed and had to and had Shieldred and the One Ring in hand, both of which are very good like value generating engines. Had to take the Shieldred to prevent himself from dying, but in the end I think the One Ring just got to draw like 6 cards or something for 1 card, and that's how it goes. Is like, you see, even when Dom was behind, he was able to put up a fight with Pyrogoyf and with,
they
casting
continue
spells.
to trade 1-for-1.
But they continue to trade 1-for-1, and
But the tempo was in
John
Nicholas'
just
favor.
had drawn too many cards, I think, without One Ring, and that truly was. I mean, honestly, I think even if he didn't have that fatal push to get out the if he didn't have the Dark Ritual to get out the Minsky Boo a turn early, I think Dom would have still been in a world of hurt, because what do you do if you grief them and they have Shieldred, Minsky Boo, the One Ring?
Yeah,
what do
exactly.
you take?
Exactly. Like, of course, the game would have been probably a bit longer because the trading, Dominic would have had a better footing tempo-wise.
I think he would have taken Minsky Boo. I think you have to take Minsky Boo in that spot, and then he would have been able to Pyrogoyf the Shieldred. And then we would have still had a One Ring, but not like this extra threat of the hamster on board, which I think ultimately was, what was too much was the pressure of that 4/4 trample every turn.
So you think, going back to the recurring nightmare turn, which I think in the greater things or in the greater theme of it all, it's thanks, Philip. Dom is making his opponents feel safe.
In the greater scheme of things?
The recurring nightmare play didn't matter.
No, I disagree with that. I think the recurring nightmare was the pivotal decision point for Dom that game, because what he went for is, I'm gonna double block with my grief plus animated land, but because that Grief got Furied, he didn't have the double block available anymore, so he just wasted his mana that turn.
I see.
And I do think if he had Pyroglyphed, like if he had Recurring Nightmare, that's a Forsaken Miner.
Okay.
If he had cast the Recurring Nightmare,
Yeah.
and then been able to Pyroglyph the next turn, that looks like lethal to me, because then he can just shoot face, and we have Mikulas dying to the ring.
Yeah.
I think that
Because
might
he was
have
on
been like
6.
he was gonna be on 6 from the ring, and I
wonder.
that
Been
Pyroglyph
on
might
one.
have been one off or something, but I definitely think like holding up the Grief and Manland for the double block was a playing not to lose line as opposed to a playing to win line.
Gotcha.
And hoping that your Jund opponent doesn't draw a removal piece for that to win that trade, I think is also just
right. Like
not
to think
be.
that against the Jund deck that has a ring active,
you're gonna
being
be able to
double block
the hamster to deal with that problem. Like,
not really.
I really understand the line. Like, I think it was for sure a reasonable line to go for, and we saw him. He was deliberating for a long time about casting that Recurring Nightmare, and maybe do I use it now or do I save it for later?
Yeah.
If I literally just cast it now and save it for later, I might be just taking 4 from this hamster, or maybe I'm chumping to take 2, but then I'm still on 3 and I'm getting bolted, and like I really want to try and deal with this hamster. Yeah, it was a very rough spot, but I think we saw there the 2-for-1s or 6-for-1s or whatever coming up in Jund's favor.
So we're starting off now with Rakdos being a bit more with a foot on the gas pedal.
Yeah.
With Forsaken Miner, just a creature that can already attack on turn 2, hitting for 2, and getting the converter out quite quickly.
The black player's Goblin Guide.
The black player's Goblin Guide.
And we do have a toaster online,
So we have to see what Jund does here at turn 2. Because right now
had a slow start with the commercial district, just surveilling. It does feel awful when you just play the surveil lands instead of fetching for them.
Oh, a Dark Ritual.
A Dark Ritual again.
Oh,
is that a shielded or a
ring?
A Bloodghast? Okay, and white the Reliquary.
That is...
Okay, we have a push on the Reliquary, alright.
It's funny to see the Forsaken Miner a recurring threat versus the Bloodghast.
Yeah. Neither of which can block, right?
Neither of which can block.
They're they're just ships passing in the night.
Yeah, 2 damage, flying past each other.
I'm sure they're like, cab drivers that know each other in the city. Like, you drive past, you say hi, but you have no interaction with each other.
They give you the bus driver's shake.
Yeah, exactly.
The boss man.
Softly raised hand.
Really important fatal push here for because white and Bloodghast, beautiful engine.
And then we have is that a Smuggy coming down?
It's a Smuggy and
the Chopper.
Also
the Looter Scooter. Yeah.
Can you
that card looks weird. I don't know that. Is that some new art?
It looks like a Duskborn.
Is that an undead sprinter?
It picked up something.
No, I don't think so. Is it possibly Avenger of the Fallen?
No.
It picked up something? Oh my god.
Let me just check.
I almost threw the mic down.
Don't. Let me check the card. Oh, god.
Jesus, Gerion. It's falling apart. Everything's falling apart. Could be an undead sprinter, could be...
It's Ghost Vacuum.
It's Ghost Vacuum. Okay, my money was not on Ghost Vacuum.
No, my money also was on Ghost Vacuum.
You're right, it was a Duskmourn card. And I think Ghost Vacuum, another piece of Reanimator hate.
For sure. We should get, too late now.
The Reanimator tally?
The Reanimator hate card tally.
Gotcha. I hope you all at home have been playing the Reanimator hate drinking game.
One shot for every Reanimator... Reanimator hate card
in a matchup that is not Reanimator.
That's not Reanimator or successfully reanimated creature.
Right.
Because that's the back and forth.
Yeah.
I guess you unshot. What's the opposite of taking a shot?
Unshot you.
That isn't vomit. Like you go for a walk.
Oh, you go for a one?
eat a piece of fruit?
You have some like we call it in the business Flurpommes, some fries that you still found from yesterday.
Yeah, right. That is actually the opposite of a shot. The healing, the carbs that heal.
Yeah.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4 permanents, non-land permanents on Dom's side, and 1 permanent
I'm
on
counting
Mikulas'
5
side.
even. Oh no, that's
no,
under
that's
the
the
back.
side.
Okay, that's he hoovered that up.
So, if my math is correct,
Yeah.
the
City's
advantage-
Blessing.
City's
is
Blessing.
not online yet, but very close. If any of the players smuggled in an Ocelot Pride into their list.
So how does Dom lose this?
How does Dom lose this? All right.
Fury?
I think Fury would be a start. We have a lot of other cards that go in
We
the
have two
same
toughness.
direction of like a Fire Covenant or something that can clean up multiple creatures. But I think even in that scenario, you've got the
Vakuum?
the two artifacts that are chilling. Do we have? Wait, we have a toaster. Okay, the Smuggler's Copter is dead, but yeah, it looks like something like maybe a Kolaghan's Command could be helpful in swinging the tempo here a bit.
Is Mikulas on command?
On KCOM?
No, the other. The two
Your-
red.
Your Paw Patch formation? Oh, Fiery Confluence.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I saw that in his list. but-
Because I saw it in Dom's list, I think.
Yeah, Dom is playing it, but I don't think Mikulas is playing it. Yeah, no, don't see it in the list. He is on Fire Covenant. He is not on Kolaghan's Command either. So not really playing that many tools to deal with
No, I mean
with artifacts and enchantments.
So
Like
he-
definitely something where, for example, I in Jund like value that greatly, right? To have that versatility of cards like Abrupt Decay that can just it can deal with your opponent's threat, but it can also deal with something like a toaster that's adding value every turn.
I love that that it is not currency converter ever again.
it's
It's
a toaster.
always the toaster.
I have been calling this card the toaster for a very long time. You can ask Anna. I drew Anna a toaster proxy of it.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's only fair.
It definitely looks like Dom is in a good position at the
So
moment.
it's a 3 power
Yeah.
Gifty Golf.
Gifty Golf, yeah. But we do have an active Ghost Vacuum that's going to be able to suck away all those card types.
We have
And now
another
that is an
Tesla.
undead sprinter, right?
No, that's what's up with the undead spirit? No,
Stop,
that's still Tesla. Sorry, I mean Parasit Sran.
Isn't that Avenger the Fall?
No, that's the
Oh, that's Tursa Light Shatter.
Light Shatter. Is she so? The name Light Shatter.
Yeah.
What's happening here? Like,
I think I've
does she
I've thought
shatter
about
the
this,
light? But then,
and I think I don't want to know.
is she the shatter of the
I
light?
think she shattered the light.
Is she? So she is the kind of the breaking of the glass. So she's not the glass breaker. She is the glass break. Okay. Well, we shall not. Never
I don't
know.
want to disgrace Dom's match win here with conversations about who exactly is shatting whom.
Shatting on whom? Shattering. Thank you very much.
Yes. We do have the Nethergolf now having hit the bin.
Yeah.
Can you see what removal spell that might have been?
It's been the Stalactite Stalker.
Oh, Stalactite Stalker.
Yeah, Stalactite Stalker has a second mode actually.
Oh, it does have the
Oh,
hidden
there is
mode.
the Fiery Covenant.
Fire Covenant. Yeah, there you go. So clearing the way, I mean, gonna take like 5 damage to clear this board. The Forsaken Miner is happily gonna come back as soon as the Ghost Vacuum gets activated.
Oh my god, how am I so bad at writing Covenant?
It's Fire Covenant, not
Like,
Fiery
oh my-
Covenant.
okay.
Come on, dude.
So just for that, you get
No! No! Yes, my beautiful card. From Scourge?
I think so. Ice
No,
Age.
Ice Age, wow.
Okay,
I'm
let's-
retiring.
Okay, let's figure out a card that.
No. Make that go away. Why would you not put the...
I think this is a good one. Just because
Honestly, I like this artwork, but I would just always play the Ice
yeah,
Age.
for sure. But the text is readable.
The text is legible, yes.
Yeah, so I appreciate
Fire
that.
Covenant, pay X life, deal X damage as you like, divided among any number of creatures. So it's a
Mikulas.
one-sided board sweeper.
is now on 5 life.
Mikulas is on 5 life, and Dom just deployed a 5/5
So
Overlord of the Balemerc,
wie die Faust
which
aufs
is going to
Auge.
bring back Tursa Light Shitter. We got that one
Shatter.
going back to hand.
Shatter.
I think like every time when I hardcast this Overlord, my opponent is like, "Oh, you forgot to put the impending counters on it." I'm like, "No,
Darling.
you don't
Honey.
understand."
I pay retail.
Yes.
So, do you, from what we're seeing here right now, has wait, sorry, did you just block with
That's just vigilance attack. Okay, we've got a Voidwalker. That one's not blocking, and then we have a Pitch Fury. Huh?
What?
That does 4 damage.
Where are we at right now? How did the...
So we have to be in Mikulas's turn, which so he attacked with some dude, and the Overlord,
he attacked with the fucking Bloodcast.
he attacked with blood gas.
I was like, why is the
He
Bloodcast
blocked
dead?
with the Overlord.
Mm-hmm.
That got furied. Oh wow, he's gonna. So
He's
so
on
the-
4 lands. He's on 4 lands.
Sorry, the Dolthy Voidwalker took the Overlord, and Ghost Vacuum took the Fury.
Yeah, no graveyards for anyone. Sorry, let's just go back to the Ghost Vacuum to show the second mode of Ghost
let's
Vacuum. The opposite of that, actually. It's the anti-shot.
Yeah,
Um,
the Fluor Pommes.
It's the Fluor Pommes, because if Dom ever gets up to 6 mana,
Yeah.
he gets to sacrifice the Ghost Vacuum, and then puts each creature card exiled with Ghost Vacuum onto the battlefield under your control with the flying counter on it. But they are 1/1s.
Noticeably, it does not put like a copy on and leave the cards exiled. It
No,
puts
no.
the actual cards into
So
play.
They can't go back into graveyard.
They can't come
Right
back.
now, I'm seeing a white of that reliquary. I see a troll, I think. I see a fury, which will be gnarly.
I mean, yeah, if this Ghost Vacuum is getting activated,
Mhm.
it is bad news bears for Mikulas. But I think it already is bad news bears. We had to recast on the Tursa,
Yeah,
which
someone stepped on our cable.
someone did step on our cable. We'll be sure to reprimand them later.
Yeah.
Maybe sternly scold
reprieve
them.
even.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a treasure? No, that's another blood token from Bloodtithe Harvester. Dom now on 5 lands.
He's in a very dominating position.
Is
and,
Do you think he has evolved into Dark Dom?
as Philip was calling it. We've got Dark Dom. He's putting in the business, and
Business.
this Dolthy Voidwalker is gonna get sacrificed to get a.
I think we're in. I would like to have. I really would like to find some answers here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for one, this 5/5 blocks, so now you need to just play one more creature, and you do get stall for a turn. But this okay.
Oh, we're gesturing at triggers and things and where things have gone, and that because of timestamps, we believe the orcish bowmasters have been exiled with a void counter on it and not under the toaster.
Yeah.
Look, dog.
I'm
We
looking.
are.
I am peeping.
Lots of stuff is on the field.
Let me tell you, this Tursa's getting in my deck as soon as I get my hands on one.
Yeah. Have you heard of the copy shop around the corner? So we're drawing.
That's right, I don't have an income right now. Should be hitting up that proxy bank.
Unemployment. We are resolving the me and card names.
Overlord of the Balemerc.
Of the Balemerc, yeah. Of the Balemerc something. X of the
That
Balemerc.
gets to find a Kellogg, which comes into play. This time, no cornflakes, I think.
I should read Kellogg, I think, as a card. So first Dark Haste, when Kellogg attacks, create a treasure token.
That's the cornflakes.
Okay, and then when you sacrifice 5, you get a creature for as long as you control Kellogg.
Yep.
Have you played Fallout 4?
I have not played Fallout.
Okay, so while our players are making decisions, Kellogg is the headhunter that has gotten hired in order to grab an unspoiled DNA sample from a cryogenically frozen, source.
Yes.
Turns out it's your baby. He be taking
It's
a baby.
my baby.
The baby that he's holding right now is of the player character, the baby.
That's literally my baby. Wow.
It's also very rude, I want to say.
So when he's taking the cornflakes, we're talking about my baby?
Yeah, you were talking about your baby. He's changing he takes your baby, gives it to another person, and he gets cornflakes. That's what's happening.
So fucked up.
That is super fucked up. I also find it very interesting to represent a baby as a treasure, but you know.
I mean, no, he gets 5 cornflakes and then he trades those for your baby.
Fair. I guess that's how that works.
Yeah.
I guess you give 5 treasures to him, and then you get the baby.
Then you get the baby back.
You get the-
This analogy is off the rails.
I do think it's narratively a very well designed card. I think it's very interesting. I do think that the figure Kellogg in Fallout 4, not that great, because it's basically like, oh, I got hit by my dad, and so now I'm going to be a bad person.
Yeah, okay.
So we do get to explore it very vividly by going
Attacking
through his
with
minds.
the Tursa. That's definitely.
Oh, we're dicing.
something.
We're 1,
Oh,
2,
right,
3,
yeah,
4,
we
5,
get
6,
to
7,
random.
8, 9, 10. Okay, again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, what are we getting?
What are we hitting?
A land.
Sad.
Yay! Hey, free. But
I
I
mean,
guess
the land that does now mean that Ghost Vacuum is live.
Yeah, I guess anything was. Dude, but
Yeah.
the
The minor.
Why does he get the minor back? He did not commit a crime.
When you commit a crime. You
but
get
he
it
didn't
back.
commit a crime. Dom?
Dom. It's
Never.
Dark Dom.
Oh, it is Dark Dom.
It's Dark Dom, dude.
So-
He's stealing your Kellogg's. He's stealing your baby. He's gonna exile something. That is committing a crime because he exiled something from the graveyard. He
I think-
literally broke into your graveyard and he stole your grandma's bones.
What I think was this was a very curious turn to just attack randomly.
Yeah.
Because now
Your
he
grandma in this case being
he doesn't have a blocker.
I think he was.
The
just
Bailmark is
kind
going
of-
to trundle in again.
He's gonna get to Converter on the end of the turn. He still has this active Ghost Vacuum that's threatening.
Oh, the Converter does have a creature, so he does have a blocker.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, I think also.
Also, you can't attack because
you
he's on
can't
2
attack,
life.
yes.
He's on 2 life. Fair.
So Dom's plan is, I think, make a 2/2 with this
Yeah.
Converter end of turn, and unless Mikulas has either removal or deploys another body,
Yeah.
That's going to be the end of
It's
the game as well.
over.
I think if it gets to a point where he attacks with, like, I probably think on Dom's turn he just attacks with both 2/2s. Wow, he's attacking on Mikulas.
Hey, look, I mean, he just needs to find a
He's
creature.
got to find something, yeah.
Like, you don't win by just sitting
It
there.
is true. He's still on 3 lands, though.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Oh, I heard the sigh. Did you hear the sigh?
No,
And we're
I
like,
did not.
So I don't think he found anything great.
Yeah. I mean, he does get to take anything back from the yard, but this Ghost Vacuum has been snacking away. Looks like we're still deliberating on what's going to
Still-
get taken.
I mean, very frosty situation. I don't think Kellogg is going to get you there. We are making a 2/2. I don't think
Okay,
we've
made
seen
it
what he
2/2 to
took.
block. That's
Yeah.
also interesting. I guess you're afraid of some...
Okay, that's a funny looking card. It's Ophiomancer.
Oh my god,
That's
it's
hilarious.
Ophiomancer?
He still loses. He's still super
He's
loses.
playing Ophiomancer, but every upkeep it makes a thing. Oh right, but he's activating the Ghost Vacuum
I
for
think
the
we're
Fury.
wrapping
and
up, right? We're wrapping
yeah,
up,
Yeah,
like-
that was it. Okay, he had the Ghost Vacuum with the Fury under it, and that's gonna be enough. Wow, close game. That looked. First of all, Dark Dom was putting in work. I think you should rename him to Dark
To Dark
Dom.
Dom.
And it turns out that this time the shoe was on the other foot. We had this Ghost Vacuum creating value every turn. We had
Yeah.
the Toaster that was able to supply cards for long-term value. We had the Overlord, which got back the Tursa. And
The Toaster supplied.
Dude, the Toaster is... the Toaster was online for sure in this one. And yeah, I guess Fury, if you haven't seen it, and good luck scrolling through every card with Fury on it.
Yes, that's how that works.
So this is technically a 5-mana 3/3 double strike, which doesn't sound too good in 2025. When it enters, it does deal 4 damage as you choose, divided among any number of creatures and planeswalkers, but it does have this little hidden mode, comes up a couple of times, and it gets to be evoked, which means you just play it, by exiling a red card from your hand, then you don't need to pay the mana cost. It does die immediately, but you do get the effect of Pyrokinesis, which is it's actually better than Pyrokinesis.
It's so much better than
It can hit
Pyrokinesis.
Planeswalkers as well. So.
Also, I guess it's not an instant. But also
It is not an instant. That's true.
But as we've learned, anybody who has ever played any recursion things knows that effects on creatures way more fun than effects on instants and sorceries. Just because you can do messed up things with them.
Would you mind giving me my water bottle from inside my thing? Thank you. Yeah, but I mean, Dom was definitely coming out strong for that one, Dark Dom, and then it looked like Mikulas was maybe going to stabilize, but yeah, Dom just able to, funnily enough with that land also that he got back from the Tursa, able to present the incredible threat of Ghost Vacuum to make a 1/1 Flying Fury and wipe the board.
I mean, the 1/1 Flying Fury still has double strike. May I have some of your order?
Oh my god.
Think about that one.
That is insane. Imagine putting a Colossus Hammer on that. Kyrian is almost spewed water
I mean, we have a sink in front of us. Yes.
We do have a sink, but the sink is
also with cables inside. Yeah, it's where our cables are. Is Max in a top 8? Like the Hammer Time? No, Hammer Time. Homo team.
I mean, credit where it is due. He on this Hammer Time deck has been absolutely crushing it at weeklies.
Yeah,
like we
as hammers do.
Earlier, but as hammers do, yeah, they do crush.
Okay, I think, do we have a
turn 1 commercial district once again?
Okay. Yeah.
Leaving on top, possibly?
Indeed, indubitably.
Indubitably. Let's just pull up commercial district maybe and take a look at these surveillance that are all the rage.
District. I mean, I gotta say, I hope that they make the commercial district Distrito
Montagna
Comercial.
Why can't you spell?
Okay, let's get a Handelsbezirk. That's great. That's great. Frankfurt am Main.
So it's a mountain and a forest. So it's searchable, fetchable. It comes in tapped, but when it enters, you get to surveil 1.
Überwachen 1.
So you look at the top card of your library and you can put it into your graveyard if you like. Great at putting things into your graveyard when you need things in your graveyard. Great at making you not draw a card that you don't care to draw. If you fetch it before going to your untap step on the enemy's turn, we've got a Tarmogoyf here.
You got a Tarmogoyf.
Pulling that up
Classic.
for the people who haven't heard of Tarmogoyf before and are interested in European Highlander. I guess this one is well and truly power crept out almost. Exactly. We've got a Tarmogoyf nest.
Tarmogoyf, famous of the Tarmogoyf nest. Wait, can I... what is the Tarmogoyf token?
It's literally just a Tarmogoyf. Yeah.
This token's mana cost is 1 and a green.
So
okay, well, we are so funny. While we are being so funny, Dom animates dead.
On? Oh, on the generous
end.
The gentleman. Oh my god.
Generous end. That's a very funny play.
The generous gentleman. He's coming back with a vengeance.
4/7.
4/7 reach.
Sorry, let me
that comes in with a food token as well. Yeah, so let's get animated.
Animated.
Honestly, I don't think the people want to see animated because this card is a nightmare to read.
Yeah, no,
it
we
basically
also
just says reanimate something.
Where's the original the black border? So, man, I hate this. There, let's get the beta animated.
Yeah.
Any creature in either player's graveyard comes into. Oh, sorry. Okay, let's stop making jokes. It is dead. It is dead. So animate dead animates a creature and it has -1/-0.
For the viewers paying attention, our channel is called Animate Bread.
Exactly. Very funny. Very good. But Animate Bread, certainly not as great as Animate Dead, although it probably would have survived the removal spell. Yeah.
Depends on the bread.
I think Dom, after this exchange, would have had a food token.
And that food token is probably a slice of toast?
For sure. You know where the slice of toast goes into?
I'm concerned to ask.
The toaster.
Oh, right.
Of course. Of course. So we're trading. continuing to trade. Right now, Mikulas is on the offensive. He has had the threat and was able to remove before Dominic could like really do anything about the Tarmogoyf.
Incredible threat too looks like. And okay, now
there
as I was
gone.
saying, it's getting removed because this Blood Tithe would have not been able to block this Tarmogoyf, I'm sure. Yeah, Fatal Push is probably the black removal spell, the quintessential black removal spell ever since it got printed.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so cheap and efficient, and it takes care of something at like. Oh, what is happening? Okay, so we have a Marionette Apprentice coming down, making a servo. This one says whenever a creature the Marinade Apprentice.
Stop. What do you mean?
Marionette Ape? Apprentice di tititi.
The titiritiera.
Apprentice di tititera.
Okay, because
okay. Why do you always go to the German
just because the English is too far away.
No.
Okay.
Marionette Apprentice. Okay, it makes a servo, and whenever another creature or artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life. And then we also had a White of the Reliquary that was, for the briefest time, allowed to see the light of day, but will now be taken from us.
Yeah. In exchange for returning a Blood Tithe Harvester with that Kolagan's command.
Yes. Okay.
So, Kolagan's command also...
Hans!
Wow, we've been commentating for quite some time today, huh? I think that's where the brain rot sets in. Kolagan's command is a beautiful 2-1. Do you see this other card though on the other field?
God, is that a 1-ring?
It is a 1-ring. And we're wastelanding.
Wow, this game looks very rough for Dom. So he's in a position where his removal has been able to hit. He's still lost a bunch of life in the process though, because this Tarmogoyf has been beaten down.
Yeah.
And now we've got a 1-ring with once again like 70 life to play with for Mikulas. Just an incredible amount of life, and Dom is not able to pressure that. He's lacking lands, still has at least that 1 red source, but Ring can't be destroyed despite all the artifact destruction that he's also on.
Yeah. There's the Blood Tithe Harvester he got back.
Yeah, beautiful. That Blood Tithe getting back. Does now have 2 blood, so could sack to kill something for 4, but I mean, he's getting pressured by this Apprentice and the servo. Like, I guess that's probably not coming in anymore, but just this threat of the 1-ring, which is going to keep feeding resources into the Jund player.
Because Dom just clawed his way into parity.
Yeah.
And now that parity is just being, not punished, what's the word? Ausgeschlachtet?
Yeah, eviscerated.
No, it's being used by Mikulas, who is very happy with parity when he gets to draw a bajillion cards from the 1-ring.
We do have somebody in chat suggesting that this ring card is pretty good. I don't know, like, it's 4 mana.
Yeah.
It deals you damage.
You do lose life?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it does say draw cards, so maybe.
I love drawing cards.
You do like drawing cards.
Did you know that the 1-ring is also pretty good in artifact
We
combo?
should brew with this. Like, I feel like somebody should create some like alchemy format maybe where activating it costs 1 mana. But that's a wild idea, honestly. What Chaos Defiler.
That's very much shooting with cannons on pigeons.
Yeah, dude. Defiling that Blood Tithe Harvester. The poor boy. He was just like trying to take a sip of that grape juice, I guess, at the party.
And Dom really hoping to play that Mire of Misery. Harvester of Mire.
Why can't you get this card? It's Harvester of Misery.
Harvester of Misery.
I mean, I would bring up the Chaos Defiler. Okay, it's dead.
How did...
The Chaos Defiler landed in Dawn.
Oh, no, he played... No. He played a Chaos Defiler of his own. I think that's what happened.
Oh, and then the Chaos Defiler killed it on the way out.
Exactly. Okay. So Chaos Defiler killed the Chaos Defiler killed probably the servo token.
Yeah.
Or something. So we are right now at 5 lands to 5 lands.
But we
6
do have
life
Mikulas
to 12 life.
On a 1-ring.
So is that 6 or 9?
I think that's 9 life.
That's 9 life too. Yeah. So 9 to 12 life, but Mikulas has the 1-ring. So we do have 2 blood tokens. But I think also Dom has 0 cards in hand.
Probably.
It looked like he had
we have a
two-
Ragavan coming in and a Minskin Brew. Holy hell!
Funny, if he dashed the Ragavan, he could put
He
3...
did dash the Ragavan.
Okay, because you could put the +1/+1
Oh
counters
right,
on
you
the-
could put the +1 counters on him.
I
Yeah,
mean-
a second ago we had Spider-Man, Chaos Defilers, but now we've got a Minskin Boo that's coming in and gets to hit with his Ragavan. Dom is gonna untap here, but I mean, short of like, I don't even know. Like Fire Covenant doesn't do it because he's so low life. Fiery Confluence doesn't deal with the situation. There's no card that is like Bitter Triumph, but 3 times.
I mean, there's one Bitter Triumph. And now we just need it 2 more times?
Exactly. He's gonna Blood Token. And
Hey!
is that Tursa?
We be chatting.
Okay.
I mean...
Attacking there to hope to recast the Bitter Triumph, I guess.
So you mean Bitter Triumph number 2? But he has no mana open.
Is it free or is it you may cast? Did he actually hit the Bitter Triumph? Oh, he hit the Bitter Triumph, but yeah, he's gonna pay 3 life, I assume, to go out like a gentleman while casting this Bitter Triumph.
That was some powerful
that was
magic.
a rough one, yeah.
Wow.
The
Intense.
One Ring, ladies and gentlemen, and Envy friends.
Yeah,
Like
twice.
that was a
Twice.
crazy One Ring. Like
Yeah.
that game, both of those games brought to you by the One Ring. Wow, close
Sorry.
series for sure. But yeah, that means Dom on Rakdos Converter eliminated at this stage, and it looks
He
like
was the first seed.
was the first seed taken out by the 8th seed in Mikulas on Jund here.
Mm-hmm.
Super happy to see Jund perform, of course. Very sad to see Dom go. He's an absolute like beacon of the community as well. Just so kind and always there to chat, be excited about other people's deck lists, and just an absolute pleasure to play against. So sorry for him that his journey had to end here, but big props to Mikulas for drawing the one, for putting up a great showing here. I mean, just really showing, I think, the power level of card quality that Jund is able to provide with cards like Minskin Boo. Like, that's the reason you're on Jund and not on Rakdos.
Oh, no, on Rakdos.
Is because you get to play cards like Minskin Boo.
We're gonna do it a little bit different with the top 8, where we will invite the loser, because they are going out.
That's a very cool thing, okay?
So I am going to try to get...
We're going to try and get Dom in here.
While the rest are setting up for the next... because we have the quarterfinals, next is the semifinals.
Next will be semifinals, that's correct.
Yellow, what up?
Oh,
I was just gonna get Dom in for a post-game interview, or is it important?
No, the question is, do you guys want the first table again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, I think it's best.
You get some bites of this.
we're currently figuring out what's happening. Judge Anna came in to ask us something while holding possibly falafel. Might be food. Yeah, Dark Dom, the journey ends, unfortunately. Very sad to see him go. Oh, Dark Dom! We've got Dark Dom in here.
Dark Dom, is that my nickname?
Yeah, Philip is in the chat. We just need to switch to here. Commentary cam.
Oh,
Alright,
well.
get in here.
Yeah.
This is what we're working
Hi,
with.
Philip. So are there any other people than Philip, or is it just Philip?
There are 25 people watching, but
25?
it's just
Wow.
Philip.
Well,
It is just Philip.
I mean,
glad to
we
see
have
you
a
all
few
here.
people, chiming in, super happy to see the support coming out. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
been
it's
super
awesome. Great. I can't wait to watch all the VODs. Not so much my match, since I lost.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, but you got in like 8 of 44 people.
Yeah, I mean...
That's true. You finished first out of.
yeah,
all of the-
obviously the tourney was really great. Can't say otherwise, and that like you can always lose a top 8 match.
Yeah.
And I have to say my opponent's deck is really cool. If I built a Jund deck, I think I would do it kind of like him.
Very much thinking that
Yeah.
it seemed a lot like Rakdos splashing green instead of Golgari splashing red, which is I think where Felix and I are more.
And like those dark rituals just
Oh my
pouring
God.
out haymakers.
What was that?
That game where
I
you-
was
you would,
thinking
like-
about playing Dark Ritual just for these high rolls.
Yeah.
But would you ever consider just pumping out like a multicolored card that is not black?
Yeah. The
It's-
blood gas plus white was funny.
Yeah, he's like Dark Ritual. oh shit, it's coming, and then he's like Bloodghast, and I'm okay. I'm looking at my Ghost Vacuum.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I think that second game showed very much how your deck has a lot of grind potential with the Ghost Vacuum, with the Toaster, as we call the currency converter.
The Toaster, yeah, that's nice. Currency converter is my favorite card in Magic.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. I love everything about it. It's so compact. It does something by itself. It's a self-fueling machine, but then it just rewards you all the time. So I always try to have a converter deck ready.
Hell yeah.
Converter Red has been like my love child for like 1.5 years now. But Red had the problem really with high toughness creatures.
Sure, yeah.
And against Reanimator, and just adding black together with my friend Felix, we built this deck, and it has been
Felix
awesome.
also in the top 8 on John.
Yeah, testing a lot against him. His Junt has been refined over years at this point. Yeah, I mean, every single card is there like because there's like a rat's tail of reasons.
Yeah. We're always like writing before tournaments as well. I don't know how he plays right now, but
he's still playing. Yeah, so
we've just been focused on you, man. Like that
me.
was insane. We couldn't look away. We had like the one turn where he ritualed out in the first game his like Minskin Boo, and then you griefed him the next turn, and he had shielded and the One Ring, and we were like, wow.
Yeah. I think like there can be a lot of other lines I could have taken. Obviously, pitching or rather evoking grief turn 1.
Sure, yeah.
But in the matchup, I'd rather have it as a 4-drop because
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I wasn't ready to pitch any of my other cards and on being on the play.
It's such a grindy matchup.
Yeah, but I mean, turned out that it didn't have enough impact then. Obviously, if the opponent knows about it, they can properly adjust.
I don't know, like...
So I will be thinking about that line for a bit. Like, what would be the ideal play? I think 60-70% of players would have played Grief turn 1. But
interesting. I think we were also talking about it, and I think I would have kept it for turn 4. It's just unfortunate that he got to ritual at the Minskin Boo. I think if you would have briefed him turn 4, you'd probably take the Minskin Boo, leave him with shielded One Ring.
Yeah, naturally, like Minskin Boo is just a card I have to at least 2-for-1 myself to handle.
Yeah. So whenever you can 1-for-1 it, it's great.
Yeah, there's obviously Rakdos can handle a lot of threats, but there's these particular ones that can be quite difficult. Yeah. In retrospect, obviously, like hindsight is 20/20, as you say. But other than that, I think I was happy with my play and with the match. Really cool that a guy from Czech Republic made top 4.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
no.
So
like I wanted to say like some of the Czech guys I've known for like 5 years now, because back in COVID we hosted these webcam tournaments.
Sure, yeah.
And specifically Jan and some of the other Czech players joined there, and that's how we also learned about or like got to know some other communities.
Yeah.
And just now seeing them in Flesh and Blood is just awesome. People coming from Finland. I don't
playing
know.
Flesh and Blood here?
I don't know. Is that game still alive?
I think it's doing well.
Yeah, it's doing. Yeah. Stoked. Great tournament. Obviously, not dropping a match in Swiss is awesome.
Yeah. Super impressive.
And I mean, while I'm boasting, I don't know, beating the 2 best players of the last year back to back was very satisfying.
I want to hear you say that. Like, who was that? I assume it's John.
Yannick's Oath Reanimator and Johnny's Scapeshift. Yeah. Those 2 decks have been tearing the scene apart.
Absolutely.
And I did tune my deck a bit against them, and that really paid off.
Nice.
Preparation is pretty important, and that was a conclusion I came to, and I'm happy about.
Yeah.
So I would have played Mardu if it wasn't for the Blood Moon win button.
Oh, the Blood Moon.
Then I would lose.
Yeah. We saw a lot of people fetch basics today to avoid Blood Moons.
Yeah.
I think Rakdos is obviously
definitely isn't. I saw Boros. I think the meta has swung back a bit.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I was on Blood Moon.
But the other players are setting up for the next round.
Oh, right.
Awesome.
Are we down to get into the next round? Okay, wow. Well, any last thoughts you want to get off your chest?
Yeah, so I've been playing 3 new Tarkir cards, actually. The first is Strategic Betrayal,
Oh, yes.
which is an edict that exiles the target opponent's graveyard.
Yeah.
Has been amazing.
Everyone loves that one.
Yeah, even in fair matchups. Like, almost every deck now uses the graveyard as
It's
a
true,
resource. Second is Terza Light Shatter, which is, like, really fun.
Yeah.
Also powerful.
crazy.
I mean, you've seen my pretty bad play just to enable her in game 2, I guess.
Could you, at the very end of the third game, cast Terza and hit Bitter Triumph and pay 3 life to kill yourself?
Yeah. Obviously, I mean, is that even a question? It's all for chat.
So cool.
It's all for chat. And the third one is Avenger of the Fallen, 3 mana, 2/4, Death Touch, mobilizes when it attacks. It was pretty bad. But I don't know. I had one slot for like a 3-drop and opted for this one. Yeah, because it can end the game quicker than something like Graveyard Trespasser. But yeah, if you want to take something away, give Terza a shot. Awesome,
Sure.
especially in Converter decks. So fun. And the Edict.
Yeah, the Graveyard
Yeah.
Edict.
All right. Yeah. Other than that, thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you for playing, and
Thank you, chat. Shout out to Philip.
yeah.
I hope his bathrobe is keeping him warm.
Nice.
No insight at all. And
All right, and
see you
enjoy
around.
the rest.
I
You've
will.
earned it.
I will certainly do that. Okay.